a point deduction for Reading.
Yeah,
you are
points.
joking.
Yeah,
I've not seen that.
Yeah,
What's that
I've
for
how
now?
many? Was it 3 or was it 2?
It's 2 this time. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
it for?
Probably the same thing. Is it something about Guy, whatever his bloody name is, not paying like it's either player wages or HMRC again or something along those lines.
It's the HMRC one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Apparently he's only paying wages because he's forced to as well. So there we are.
Yeah.
He is. He's a character, isn't he? He's a character. That's
It's a nice
That's
way
the
of
nice thing. That's the nice way of putting it. Yeah, because there's not many ways you can describe him, and there is no ways you can describe him in a positive light. Actually, he is awful.
Completely agree. This is why I wanted to get it out there. Kind of the version on the Rochdale events is completely different to the one at Reading, because there was people on social media getting a bit mixed up with the situations, and our situation's completely different. It's just our chairman's ran out of money to put in, and that's why we want the outside investment kind of thing. Whereas with Reading, they've just been completely screwed over, and it's so unfair.
Yeah. He's just refusing. He's literally just refusing to put money into the club and refusing to pay the basics. So that's the thing with owners and the whole fit for purpose thing. It isn't, is it? He evidently has went there to benefit his own pockets as opposed to the benefits of that football club, and that it's not right, because we had this long debate on how much a football team means to a community, and for the fact that he's literally killing it, it's disgusting, frankly.
Completely agree. Just on the Reading chat as well, Chris has put, he needs to get out of Reading pronto. Completely agree with that. Get that clown of an owner out of Reading, Mr. Lucas said. Owen HMRC over 100k. They also have 2 points suspended to be charged on future problem. Oh, this is awful.
The thing is, it'll be topped up with more points on top of the suspended ones. Yeah. So no matter what progress they make on the pitch, because they're pulling off some really good results, but no matter what they do, it's always that they're getting pushed back because of the ownership.
Simon has put as well, the EFL have got a lot to answer for allowing people like that to own football club. Completely agree with that. Paul has put, how do the FA allow this to happen to any club? Wolsey has also put as well, Simon Jordan on TalkSport said that Reading should be in trouble because they apparently, according to him, it's a sporting advantage for Reading. What?
Not having any money from the owner is a sporting advantage. Are you all right in the head? What are you on about, then?
He talks. Do you know what, though? A lot of that, I wouldn't even read too much into it, Wolsey, because a lot of the things that they say on TalkSport, apart from Ali McCoist, because I love Ali McCoist, I'm biased towards him. A lot of it is for clickbait. I know Bon Lahore does it and stuff as well, so a lot of it is for clickbait. So that's just stupid. I'm sorry.
How many points have they had deducted? I'd say they are already in trouble.
This season, it's like, is it up to 8 or something now?
It's getting up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting up towards double digits now, isn't it? Which it shouldn't even be what. It shouldn't even be 1 point under normal ownership. So
that was their third deduction of the season, wasn't it? I think so. It's just come in bits, but like you say, it's the fact that their players are fighting against it and they're doing so well to. No, it shouldn't come into what we say anyway. But the fact that they're really fighting for results and playing well, and you've got some young players there who don't know where the futures are and things like that. They're fighting for their club, they're fighting for their fans, and they're just being knocked back every now and then. They're above the line at the minute. We'll come to it in a bit, but they're still above the relegation zone, which is remarkable.
It's the only positive, isn't it? That club, the fan base, and the players, you cannot say any bad thing about them because. They're coming against so much adversity from the higher levels of their own football club, and they're doing really bloody well against them. So.
Exactly, that's so true. And I think you're quite new to it, but we speak a lot about Reading and about the ownership and about how it's been allowed to happen, the fans. And I think Wolsey knows by now we're very, very much in support of Reading.
100%. And I'd love to, if Wolsey, if you are interested or you know any Reading fans, I think it'd be really good if either you or some of them could come on and obviously talk to us more about the situation and just spread the word out there, because it might not reach a lot of people, but for ones that it does reach, at least it'll get it out there. So if ever you do want to come on and talk about the situation, please let us know, because we really are all behind you. Not just us on this podcast, everyone in the football world is behind you. So
yeah,
come talk to us. At least we can make you smile.
Yeah.
So the basis of it is that they were deducted 2 more points, with a further 2 suspended after the club failed to meet HMRC payment obligations in accordance to EFL regulations. It's 6 points this season. There's 2 suspended, so it can get up to 8. And it, the way it's going, you're probably looking at, before the end of the season, 12, 14, if they keep the kind of consistency up with it, which is, it's just bad, isn't it? You talk about Everton or whatever.
Stupid owner fucked off.
You talk about like Everton, who had 10 points, and there's so much outroar about it, and Reading look like they're about to have more than that, 12, 14. There's nothing else you can say of them. It's disgusting, and that absolute clown needs to leave the club.
Everyone's in agreement as well in the chat. Richard has put, I just hope they stay up, as it makes it more of a proposition for a sale, especially with the ground as well. Simon has put, as someone whose club has had shit owners, I'd like to say it will get better. It may just take a while. Jenna's put, so many clubs are suffering because of bad owners. It sucks. Shawnee has put, the players, management, staff and fans are the ones fighting for the club, and then you get the absolute moron of an owner. Completely agree with that. Wolsey has also put that he'd love to come on. He goes home and away games every week, so he knows how the players are reacting. Yeah, just pop me a message after on Twitter and we'll get that organised. If it could be the live one, or if you wanted to do an All About Reading episode, we are more than happy to go into that with you as well. Just hopefully spread the word out there. Paul has put a question. Within the EFL, National League and the FA, is there actually any ex-footballers on the board who actually understand the fans, or any ex-footballers for that matter? I don't think we've got them on our board.
I think we've got one on our board. We've got life presidents who are ex-players as well that have a lot of involvement, but I don't know.
I think ours will obviously change as well at the minute, with if this gets taken over and stuff. At the minute, it's just people, it's fans and shareholders on our board. So yeah, we've not actually got any specific players, but I'm pretty sure that we do have some kind of, I don't know what it is, where some of the ex-players like meet up, come to games, and I think they are kind of involved within the community, but I don't think they're actually part of the actual board.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of the actual EFL, in terms of the actual EFL board, it doesn't look like there's any ex-players, but they're ex-involved with Premier League clubs and all this other stuff, but not direct players, so they won't have that connection.
Yeah,
it's just
crap,
it's just so frustrating, isn't it? It's horrible.
It's like he just clearly doesn't care about the club at all, does he?
No.
It's just that whole thing of that everybody's banding together. You talk about the footballers, you talk about the management team, the staff. There's staff in club shops, there's staff, there's kitchen staff, there's all sorts of people in that football club who will have been working there for years and who care so deeply about Reading Football Club, and it's part of their family, it's part of their history, it's part of who they are, is the football club. And you got this guy who's just ripping it all up without a care in the world, and he doesn't see the little bits of that. It's just get it done, just get it sorted. Like, we've been through it ourselves, and we've it almost like G's you up on the pitch and in the stands, because on match days you're supporting the team, you're supporting the players that are playing for your club. And we turned a season around and won the league based on the back of not like all the problems that we had, and it was just ridiculous. But when the doors close on Saturday afternoon, then you've got to sort everyone out, and you can't. I don't know. It's just frustrating to see clubs go through it. And like to me as well, it's seeing like Rochdale as well. We're seeing a club a couple of miles down the road who are so rich, and it can't balance it out. In the head, it's a crazy situation.
It is, and it's 34 years today actually since the original Newport County went bust. So it's an emotional day for not me necessarily, because I wasn't around, thankfully, going through that experience. But in terms of our fan base, there's been so many people talking about how they, what it meant to lose the club, and then what it meant for what it was that all the supporters, 400 of them, got together and remade the clubs. We're a very unique story in that we've come back to near enough, where we were. Yeah, the idea of losing your club, or even just having owners that stop you from making progress, that fans spend money and expect and wish for, it's not good, is it? It really isn't nice to see, especially as someone who supports a lower league club that has been through it and was potentially in the worry of going through it again. But here we are. That's why I'm so happy to have my club at least in a stable position.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll get better for Wolsey, because it's really not nice, especially seeing someone of that like stature as well. Reading, it wasn't that long ago they were right up there, weren't they? Reading, and just how someone with the wrong intentions can fail not just a football club, but can fail the fans, fail the players. They just fail everyone associated with that club.
Do you know what makes it for me as well? You've got these fit and proper tests and all that malarkey, but why are people going into football to make money? Like, I know football is a profitable business, but surely as someone that's like lower down the leagues, like, you shouldn't be going into football thinking that you can make profit. Like, and I know I bang on about it all the time, and we've been through financial issues. We were in administration sort of a season after we got promoted to League One against good old Rochdale, and it is some of the hardest times as a fan. I would actually put that up there with being in the Conference North. Like, it's stressful, it's sad, and the fact that we've now got an owner who is local, is absolutely like loaded, but he's doing the right things with the club. He's converting his money into equity, is like developing the club off the pitch as much as on the pitch. Like, the amount of sponsors, like Porsche have become a sponsor in the last few days. Like it's, I suppose it's making the right decisions for the football club, and it's not going into the clubs for gain. Like, you just need to, if you want to own a football club, you need to do it bearing in mind there's hundreds, thousands of people that go to watch their football team every week that don't just go for the football. And we talk about it all the time. It's a social aspect. It's a mental health aspect. Like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, like, dealing with mental health issues after having a baby, like, and previously before that, football was kind of something that got me out of the house. And
it's an escape, isn't it? It's an escape from your actual life, and
you get to go to
what
football,
you're going through. Yeah,
you're screaming, shouting, like, getting that rage out. Yeah. But not only that, you're catching up with your mates, like,
exactly.
And you're all there for the same reason. Like, there's thousands of other people just like you that are going to get rid of daily life and the monotony of what life can be sometimes. And people that are going into football club ownership need to bear that in mind. And maybe somebody that does have a lot of power needs to get into the FA and actually make that change.
Completely agree.
Fit and proper is just anything other than fit and proper. And people really need to be made sure that they are fit and proper. It's not just a tick box. It's a lot more than a tick box. And you know, Reading, Rochdale, all these clubs that are going through what they're going through, just shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, it's just sad because, as you mentioned as well, Claire, it's not just it's that escape for people, and losing that football club, like last week when I heard the thoughts and obviously the Rochdale situation, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'd do, kind of thing. And potentially these people have got a lot to answer for, because without these football clubs, there could possibly be people like who, I don't want to sound all doom and gloom, but it could have a serious impact on these fans because football is their life. Do you know what I mean? It could potentially like ruin, like that was one of the things during COVID as well, not being able to go to football and seeing friends. And that's where a lot of people kind of started YouTube channels and kind of started this football community, because we were still allowed to talk about their team. And I just really do sympathize, because I think to myself, what I was going through in my life and what I still go through in my life, and like yous as well, when you've got stuff going on at home, you've got stuff going on like problems and things, that's one thing you can just escape from. You can just stop thinking about what's going on at home, what's going on at work or whatever, and you can just concentrate on that moment and then 90 minutes. And even though it can be frustrating at times watching football, it's amazing, isn't it? And just the friendships and everything you build, and just even a community. It's like, look at us now. If it wasn't for football and supporting our teams, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have met these amazing people in the chat. So they do have a lot to answer for, because it's not just the players, it's not just the manager, it's not just the staff members, it's the fans, and it's also like their life. So sorry for getting all deep.
It's true.
I'd have this white sheet behind me for no reason. What would be the purpose of this white sheet if not for football?
Exactly. Just going back to the chat as well, because there is a lot of chat. Sorry, I haven't kept up.
What?
It's a white sheet.
Is it not a white wall?
No, it's a sheet.
Yeah, I thought it was a wall, to be fair.
No, it's a sheet. I've got a stupidly big like umbrella light in front of me, and that's why it all looks nice and stuff.
What's behind the sheet?
Have you got a sheet because your room's a shit tip?
Yeah. Well, you're not going to know that if I don't mention. You
mentioned it now, though, Kira. Now we're intrigued to know what's behind that white sheet.
You know what? End of season, you'll know what's behind that sheet.
Yeah, but is that when you've had enough time to clean it up?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what's behind that sheet.
It's Farley.
There's a couple.
Farley's behind that.
It's Farley. Can you even imagine when me and him meet up in Meg?
Oh, your best FaceTime me. I'm at my cousin's wedding.
I will.
So funny. Just going back to the chat as well. Shivers put, the issue is all over the pyramid and it's embarrassing, really. Then the Premier League, Richard Masters and co. have the absolute audacity to believe there's no need for an independent regulator.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Alid has put, we have had points deductions because of bad owners. It harms the club more than the owner. The FA should be placing sanctions that hamper the bad owners, not the club. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like with our situation as well, when we had all that about the hostile takeover, it's the club that have obviously been punished, not that individual. And yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah. They're treating the clubs like they're toys, aren't they? Basically, like playthings, and like it's the clubs and the communities that get the impact out of it. It's not good.
So
sad. But yeah, I really hope Reading sorted out, because I think we play them in a few weeks, and there's a lot of what we are seeing. Talk about the community side of things. We are seeing a lot of opposition fans in League One, like joining them in their protests and supporting them and doing whatever they can. So if there are Reading fans of the club, I think we play them in the next month or so. So if there is anything we can do, or any other League One clubs can do, just let us know, because everyone's just coming together. It's not football rivalries are nothing, are they, when it's compared to things like this? So, yeah.